What's up guys, it's BT here, and today we have another installment of Why Are Pros Using This? This time it's featuring the BenQ XL2546K. I've come up with a few reasons why I think this has been a mainstay in competitive esports. Even if you looked at the most cracked streamers, this is the monitor that they are using. Now, we don't have to be a pro, but there is something I think we can learn from watching a pro. It's like watching Steph Curry's jump shot and taking things from him and using it in your own jump shot. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I have a word from today's sponsor, PIA, short for Private Internet Access. It's a VPN that's at the top of the game when it comes to keeping you protected from unwanted eyes. Whether that be from ads, trackers, or malware, or even your own ISP, it just puts another barrier between you and them by using an IP address from the PIA network, creating a safe space for you to explore the internet with peace of mind. They also have a strict no logs policy, so even though you're using their service, what you do is your business and yours only. It works on all platforms from Windows and Mac to Android and iOS, and you only need one subscription to protect up to 10 devices at the same time, so there's insane value there. With more than 20,000 servers in 70 plus countries, you can guarantee that you'll always have a server to connect to, and you can watch your favorite shows from all over the world. You can even unblock content from streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and many others by bypassing the geo restrictions. If you're like me and you love some Korean dramas, this thing comes in clutch. And because you're watching this video, PIA is offering my viewers a special price. By clicking the link in the description, you'll get all these features for less than $3 a month with an extra 3 months for free. And if you aren't satisfied, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So when it comes to a VPN, I like to refer to this old quote: I'd rather be caught with it than caught without it, as a wise man once said. All right, so let's take a look at the design of the XL2546 that helps pros, which is the markings on the side of the stand. That way you can get the exact same settings and position every single time. This is huge because at these high levels, you want as little variance as possible. You see pros talking about this all the time. They rarely change their setups. So all they would have to do come an event is to take note of where their markings are and set up the monitor once they get to the stadium. This seems like a small thing and is often overlooked, but definitely guys, if you get this monitor, write down your settings so you always can come back to it. Let's say you accidentally bump it or something, you can put it into the correct position. All right, so next we're gonna look at some of the basic statistics of the XL2546K. This is a 24.5 inch monitor. The resolution is 1080p, and that's been the standard for first-person shooters. One big reason for this is since it's so small, there's more things in your peripheral vision. With bigger monitors, you'll have to move your head a lot more, and your head moves slower than your eyes, so as you can imagine, this is the perfect size. Now, if you wanna play AAA titles, be my guest, go 27, go ultra wide, but for first-person shooters, competitive, pros, 24 inches is where it's at. This can also make things a little bit smaller on the screen, but that's why you see some pros combat this by going stretch resed or moving super close to their screen. Also, they don't want to be playing 32 inches at home and then they go to an event and they have a dinky 24-inch monitor. That would just mess them up. Which brings me to my next point. Now, if you look at most competitions, they're using BenQ monitors. Now, that's kind of changed in the last couple of years, but BenQ has been the standard. A lot of the pros use it, so events like to use them as well. So again, pros want that consistency. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this refresh rate. Now, this is a 240 hertz monitor. The refresh rate is at that sweet spot. I don't think we're at the point where we need to be going 360. I've heard people like Tens, one of the best Valorant players in the world, say that the current 360 monitors aren't even that great. And I kind of agree, especially since they are only available in IPS at the moment, which means higher response times, and then you're going to be dealing with ghosting. When you look at UFO tests of this monitor compared to some IPS, it's just so much cleaner and the image is more intact. I honestly believe right now that 240 hertz is the new 144 hertz. They're just becoming more and more affordable, and it's a legit advantage again to get the cleanest, fastest, clearest image possible. So this is a TN panel, so it doesn't have the best colors, although it is better than the previous generation of the XL2546. The viewing angles are also pretty bad, but most pros are looking at their monitor straight up, not at an angle. The benefits of the faster greater gray response time of a TN panel far outweigh that con. The response time corresponds to how fast a monitor can change from one color to the next. So when you have a fast response time like the XL2546K offers, you're going to get a cleaner, more accurate image, and that is everything when it comes to competitive. When I'm snapping with this monitor, it feels like my environment stays intact and it's easier for me to get an accurate read on my enemy. You guys know what I'm talking about when you whip your mouse around and then you like land on a position. I want that image to be as clear as possible and as clean as possible. Now it also has a great black equalizer setting that allows you to brighten dark areas so you can catch every movement even in the darkest of areas. So last but not least, I want to talk about Diac Plus, the new iteration of Diac, and it's better than ever. What this technology does is it flickers a black screen in between frames to reduce motion blur even more. So things like recoil, keeping your image cleaner, it just looks that much better than other 240 Hz monitors. And like I said in my older previous video, Diac really ruined my eyes. When I switch between IPS and a Diac monitor, it's like night and day. And the pros need technology like this. This is huge in games like Apex, Counter-Strike, somewhat in Valorant, not so much, but I find in those other two games it really makes a huge difference. Now this monitor gets my highest recommendation for first-person shooters. There's nothing better than it at the moment, 360 Hz or not. It's $500 for a TN panel, but you're getting a pro level display. If you're trying to climb the ranks in your respective game, this is going to be the monitor I would tell you to go with, and it's not even close. If you need something more balanced or you're trying to do a triple monitor setup, there's better options out there, but if you're predominantly on your computer for gaming and first-person shooters like 90 to 95% of the time, this is the display that I would pick up hands down, and this will work for COD on consoles as well. You won't be able to get that 240 Hz, but you will be able to go up to the 120 Hz of the new generation of consoles. All right, that's gonna do it for why pros are using the BenQ XL2546K. It's not a gimmick, it's not a sponsorship. This is a damn good monitor. All right, it has been your boy BT saying